civilizations knew that sunlight provided things like warmth and vitality to living organisms, but they didn't know how to explain it. So they used mythology and stories to the discovery of UV radiation and the research that went along with it spanned over a time period of 3 centuries, and it involved scientists from all over the world. In 1802, Wollaston expanded on Newton's earlier theory and proved that sunlight possessed discrete bands of light rather than just one continuous spectrum. And in 1814, Fraunhofer mapped over 500 bands of sunlight, and he later called them the Fraunhofer lines, and some of them are in the UV region. And in 1859, Kirchhoff and Bunsen invented the spectroscope, and they basically demonstrated that different atoms absorbed and emitted different wavelengths of light.
Ultraviolet literally means beyond violet in Latin, because it is nothing more than electromagnetic radiation just beyond what our eyes can see on the violet side of the rainbow. The sun is our main source of ultraviolet, though the more dangerous wavelengths of ultraviolet are absorbed by the atmosphere, particularly the ozone layer. Ultraviolet radiation has both positive and negative effects on the human body. Some ultraviolet is useful and necessary because it allows our bodies to produce vitamin D. And although we can consume vitamin D or take supplements, it is hard for our bodies to absorb orally. Getting plenty of sunlight is therefore important for us. But one can have too much of a good thing. Ultraviolet is also responsible for tanning and sunburn, which can cause skin cancer. Both these effects of ultraviolet derive from its ability not only to heat materials, but to cause chemical reactions in them. While ultraviolet isn't high energy enough to ionize atoms, chemical reactions are enough to cause significant damage to human tissue. It can cause direct DNA damage, which leads to cancer. And it always damages collagen and vitamin A, causing skin damaging effects. Ultraviolet has many practical uses. It can be used to confirm the validity of banknotes and identify cards. Messages or symbols can be written in fluorescent dye that can be viewed under a UV light. In ultraviolet astronomy, ultraviolet can be used to figure out the composition and temperature of stars. Since the atmosphere absorbs UV, the kind of astronomy is usually done from space telescopes. So there are 3 types of UV rays. There's UVA, UVB, and UVC. And UVA is approximately 95% of the UV radiation reaching the Earth's surface, and it can penetrate into deeper layers of the skin and is responsible for the immediate tanning effect. And UVB is very biologically active, but it cannot penetrate beyond the superficial skin layer, and it's also responsible for delayed tanning and burning. And UVC is the most damaging type of UV radiation. However, it is completely filtered by the atmosphere and does not reach the Earth's surface.